bombastic and pushy and stubborn, but I'm also protective and a dreamer. You know, I'm a painter. And someday I want to travel all over the world with the person I love and paint what I see. That'd be pretty great, wouldn't it? What's next? Sawyer?
I don't know.
How was school?
Well, I had a quiz in pre-calc that I forgot to study for, and then physics made me want to throw myself out a window and calculate my final velocity.
You said the same thing last week.
Maybe you should take some time to study then. Maybe it wouldn't be so unbearable if
And she wouldn't have as much time to focus on the things she actually cares about, like writing. Right, Sawyer?
Well, I don't know, maybe she has a point.
Oh, don't let her crush your creativity.
You know, I wish I didn't have to worry about class aids and I could just sit here all day.
Want to trade places?
You know, I would.
But you can't.
So I guess you'll just have to carry right on suffering through 7 hours of drudgery a day while we stay at home and relax.
Speak for yourself. So you're sitting here all day listening to him go on and on, sets me on edge.
Okay, settle down, and you watch it, or I'll write a horrible school experience into your story.
Well, I'd have to have a story written first. Now, are you going to work on mine today? You've barely gotten anywhere.
No, Sawyer. Please work on mine. You were just getting to the good part. Come on, I can't wait. I want to be your masterpiece. Think about it. This shy young girl whose whole world is suddenly turned upside down, and by the end she's... What do I have to think again?
I don't know, I haven't gotten that far yet.
Well, maybe if you actually stayed focused and finished the story like a good writer, you would have.
So you're all ganging up on me now? I created you all. I couldn't do that.
I know, only teasing you.
Well, seriously though, who are you going to work on today? Please don't leave me.
She's writing about me today, isn't she? You know, you started last night but never finished. It's always the same. Loss of motivation, inspiration, simple distraction. But today will be different, right? Because I can't stay half-finished forever. I mean, I'd rather not exist at all.
Okay, I get the point. I'll work on yours tonight. Just give me a minute. Hey, wait a second.
What?
Do you guys think I could finish an entire play in 5 days?
Sure, I mean, I bet you could.
Yeah, remember that one time you couldn't fall asleep, so you stayed up all night and wrote a 20-page screenplay, start to finish, and then fell asleep in English class the next day? Another night like that, and you'd have a working script.
Right, it could work.
Are you ever going to tell us what's on that screen of yours, or are you going to sit here and mumble to yourself for another 5 minutes?
Okay, so there's this contest, and submission deadline is in 5 days, and the winners get their play performed in front of an actual audience. I've been thinking I can't really call myself a writer if no one ever sees my work, but if I could think of something and submit it in time, this could be a perfect way to get my work out there.
That's amazing. So you're going to finish my story and submit it, right?
I don't know, I was thinking I should submit something important, something that really means something, you know?
No.
Okay, this is my first time putting my work out there. It has to be perfect. I want it to be, I don't know, something beautifully profound. I want to tell stories of nature and love and tragedy, of all the world's problems and the most beautiful things on earth. No, I need something new.
All right, like what?
Like, I don't know, what do people like to see nowadays? Come on, think! I got it. What are you doing? Ready? Close. And go.
Helen, it isn't what you think.
Then what is it, Stephen?
I
Save your explanations. I saw you with Rebecca. How could you cheat on me? I thought you loved me.
do, I swear.
Oh, God. Stop.
Oh.
That was terrible.
pretty good.
No, it was awful. It was boring and cliche. It's been done 1,000,001 times, and you look ridiculous.
Alright.
My story isn't boring or cliche.
Autumn, not right now. I don't have time. I have to think of something, okay? I can't submit something like that. It would be an embarrassment, and then I could never submit anything ever again.
Don't you think that's a bit extreme?
No, this is my first time putting my work out there. It has to be perfect. If I can't excel in a competition filled with a bunch of teenagers sitting in their bedrooms submitting on a whim, then I'm never going to amount to anything in the professional world where everyone is
Sawyer! It's just a contest. There'll be others.
You wouldn't understand. All right, think. What's popular in theater nowadays?
Love.
Death.
Social commentary that's not too obvious that it was older people, but enough to empower the younger generation. I like it.
Musicals. Oh, it doesn't even matter what they're about. Everybody loves musicals. Oh, please, let me be the dashing tenor protagonist. Oh!
What about something really dark and angsty about how life is terrible and in the end nothing means anything? Kids are into that kind of edgy stuff, right?
No, they aren't.
Have you ever been inside a real high school?
No, I haven't. Figment of your imagination, remember?
Exactly, which makes your opinion invalid.
Fine, don't listen to me. It's your work.
So, you're 16 and all alone, very quiet and pensive. You have a very cynical outlook on life and you hate everything. And you, very innocent, very naive. You soon fall madly in love. And then she breaks it off to explore new horizons, thus breaking your heart. Okay?
Because that's never been done before.
It's the best I've got, okay? It's done.
What's done?
My play?
What play?
What do you mean, what play? The one I've been working on for 48 consecutive hours? The one for the contest?
Right, that play. I knew that. It's 3 a.m. Give me a break.
So, all done then, ready to submit?
Just about. I just have some finalizing to do before I submit it. And you help me out. Alright. Any volunteers? No! What are you doing? Are you not listening to the whole character arc here? Smart. Not that much. That's creepy. Go.
Charlotte Marie Rosewood, I just can't go any longer without telling you the truth. I am truly, deeply, irrevocably in love with you.
That's a nice sentiment, but in the end it means very little. This so-called love you feel is little more than a chemical attraction that will soon fizzle out.
You hate it, don't you?
No.
Come on, you're really going to submit this? It's everything you hate all rolled into one cringe-inducing soap opera.
Right, it's terrible, but I don't have anything else.
You know that's not true.
Just leave it. I don't have time for a rewrite.
Not true. You've got nothing but time. The contest ends in 3 days. You can get this done in 2.
But I have other things I have to do. I have physics homework that's due Monday.
That wasn't a concern before when you were working on their piece.
Just leave it.
You know the contest is more important. It's a chance for you to follow your dreams, to put you on the path for the rest of your life. And besides, Rachel never checks the homework anyway. She'll never know the difference.
Autumn.
You know you can't submit that garbage you had before. It'll be an embarrassment and you know it.
Fine, you're right. I just won't submit anything then. My writing style sucks and I'll never amount to anything, so why bother? Like you said, it'll only be an embarrassment.
Oh, come on, don't give me that. Don't give me that bullshit about giving up. Just use my story. Why are they so much better than me that they deserve a chance and not me? Just Use my story. It's not that hard. It's half done already.
No.
Why not? You can just be so stubborn sometimes. Why can't you just use my story?
Because no one will read it. You don't understand. Nobody wants to hear stories about girls like us.
What?
People want to hear stories about girls who are stick thin and pretty, girls who are confident and fearless, who aren't afraid of anything, girls who fall in love with the perfect boy. Nobody wants to hear stories about girls who are different or who mess up, girls who are awkward and uncomfortable in social situations, girls who always manage to say the wrong thing, girls who can't make the words come out right except for when they're alone in their bedroom with a pen and paper, girls who don't have any real friends, girls who can't for the life of them make themselves fall in love with the boy who's supposed to be the cutest. Nobody wants to read stories about a lonely, confused queer girl who can't even write the damn story that's bursting inside her because she's so afraid that if people saw the character she poured her heart and soul into, they wouldn't like her.
Look, I know you're scared, but I know you, and you were miserable writing that other piece. It wasn't you. Why force yourself to write something you don't even like just for the sake of some judge or contest? Let me ask you something. Why do you write? Why do you love writing so much? Why aren't you content to just study business or science or something like that? You've never once mentioned the chance of your life following any other path. Last time you had another idea was back when you were 6 and wanted to be a paleontologist. But then you wrote your first short story in your 2nd grade literacy class, and it was all over from there. Sawyer Rivet was going to be the next great name in writing. You never had any doubt. Why?
It's kind of hard to explain. I'm no good with words when I'm talking to people, but when I write, I can say anything. It's the most addicting feeling like you have no limitations. I can become that great writer because I can make anything happen, and I will because I have to. I have so much inside me that some days I feel like it might tear me apart. In my head, I carry whole worlds, and in my heart, the most beautiful people. And they beg me to tell their story. I write because I can't stand not to.
Well, there you go. You don't need to write what you think someone else needs to read. You only need to write for yourself. And besides, you didn't like this crap you're trying to force yourself to write, so how can you expect anyone else to do?
You're right. This was terrible.
There. Brand new slate. Start again and write something new. I know you have it inside you, and I'll be right here with you the entire time. We're a team, you and I, and they're gonna want to hear about us. Tell my story.
Okay, character work, go.
My name is Autumn Clark. I'm 17 years old. I identify as a lesbian. I've been called sarcastic and pushy and stubborn, but I'm also protective and a dreamer. You know, I'm a painter. I love sitting outside in the early hours of the morning and painting what I see. Those are my favorite times, when there's no one else around, just me and my art. I love the way the soft sunrise colors just spill onto the page without me ever having to think about it. And my dream is that someday I can travel all over the world. I'll go to some pretty secluded place and get up early and paint the sunrise just like I always did. Except now I'm out looking some gorgeous horizon instead of my boring little suburban town. And now, when I'm lost in thought, instead of it just being me and my paintbrush, there's someone else there with me. The most beautiful girl I've ever seen. The love of my life, my muse. She comes up behind me when I'm not paying attention and sleepily sits beside me. She just sits there, not saying much. We don't have to. We
because those will be the best times when it's just us and the sunrise and the art. There's nothing we have to do and no one we have to be. Everything is quiet and everything is perfect.
They're gonna love you.
All right, calm down. It's all gonna be okay.
I can't just calm down. The winners of the contest are announced today. They said that would be at 12. That was like 2 minutes ago.
Just relax. Stressing over it won't make the results come in faster.
Besides, your play was great. I'm sure you won anyways.
Well, go on. Aren't you gonna check it?
I'm nervous.
Don't be.
Well,
I didn't get it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, I'm sorry. It was your story, and I wanted to tell it for you. I guess I just didn't do a very good job.
You're wrong. The story you wrote for me was beautiful, and I loved it. And more importantly, you loved it, didn't you? And that's what matters, isn't it? You said what you needed to say, and it was beautiful. I'm proud of you. Thank you for telling our story.